Stop. Before you grab that NyQuil, I'd flip it over. Look at the back of the bottle. Go ahead. I'll wait. Now grab the store brand next to it, the boring one, the cheap one. Flip that one over too. Same, exact. Ingredients. Same milligrams, same doses, same job inside your body. You've probably been paying $12 extra for a color scheme. I'm not guessing. I'm reading the FDA label, the one that has to tell you the truth by law. Today I'm breaking down 6 cough syrups that are secretly identical and calling out the 4 you should stop overpaying for, starting right now. So why does this matter? Here's the number that stopped me cold. Americans spend over $8 billion every year on cough and cold medicine. $8 billion, with a B. And most of that money isn't buying better medicine, it's buying better packaging. The FDA only approves a small handful of ingredients as actually effective. A small handful. That's it. Everything else on that shelf? Same short list of ingredients, different boxes, wildly different prices. The average CVS or Walgreens stocks 60 to 80 cough and cold products. 60 to 80. Walking down that aisle when you're already sick and tired? It's overwhelming. And that confusion costs you money, every single time. So who am I? My name is Eduardo. I've spent more than 10 years studying consumer health. I've read hundreds of FDA drug labels. I've dug through NIH research. I've talked to pharmacists who say things off the record that they'd never say at the counter. Everything in this video comes from FDA data and published research. Not opinions, not sponsored content. One ground rule before we start. I'm not here to bash any brand. Some name brand products are genuinely worth the money. I'll tell you exactly which ones. But here's what I believe. You deserve to know what you're paying for. If a $20 syrup does the exact same thing as the $7 bottle next to it, you should make that call, not a marketing team. Here's what we're covering. First, the big secret. There are only 4 active ingredients that matter in any cough syrup. Then, the 6 products that are secretly identical to cheaper versions, plus a 60-second trick to spot them yourself. Then, the 4 you're almost certainly overpaying for, and the specific tricks used to make them feel worth it. We'll cover when spending more actually is the right call. Because sometimes it is. And finally, there's one ingredient hiding in hundreds of popular products that the FDA says probably doesn't even work. You're likely buying it right now. Let's get into it. The big secret. Only 4 ingredients actually matter. Imagine you walk into a restaurant. The menu has 80 items. It feels huge. But then you walk into the kitchen, and you find out there are only 4 ingredients back there. Everything on that menu is just those 4 things. Mixed differently, priced completely differently. That is exactly what is happening in the cough medicine aisle. The menu is massive. The kitchen is tiny. Once you know those 4 ingredients, that 60-bottle wall goes from overwhelming to obvious. Let's go through them. Quick and simple. Number 1, dextromethorphan, also called DXM, a cough suppressant. It tells your brain to stop triggering the cough reflex. Think of it like a mute button for your cough. It's in NyQuil, Robitussin DM, and Delsym. Number 2, guaifenesin, an expectorant. It thins the mucus in your chest so you can cough it out. Mucinex is basically just this one ingredient. So is the $6 store brand sitting right next to it. Number 3, doxylamine or diphenhydramine. These are antihistamines. They dry up a runny nose and make you drowsy. That's why NyQuil knocks you out. The sleepiness isn't a bonus, it's a side effect. Number 4, phenylephrine or pseudoephedrine, decongestants. They shrink the swollen tissue inside your nose so you can breathe again. We're coming back to these 2 later. One of them has a very big problem. Here's what this looks like in real life. Dayquil contains acetaminophen, dextromethorphan, and phenylephrine. Specific milligram doses on the label. The CVS store brand? acetaminophen, dextromethorphan, and phenylephrine. Same milligram doses. Price difference? About $9. $9 for the exact same 3 ingredients, in the exact same amounts. Here's a story that shows why this matters. A nurse practitioner in Ohio worked with patients who were watching every dollar. She noticed something. They were buying name-brand syrup and skipping doses to make the bottle last longer. She took 10 minutes. She put a name-brand DXM label next to a Walmart Equate label. Identical active ingredients. Identical doses. She started recommending the Equate brand. The results? Exactly the same. The medicine worked the same because it was the same medicine. She said something I never forgot. The label is the equalizer. It tells you the truth if you know how to read it. That's what this video is teaching you. Here's a belief worth breaking right now. More expensive means more effective. We learn this everywhere. Better car, better price. Better restaurant, higher cost. Premium price, premium product. OTC medicine doesn't work that way. The FDA requires that generic drugs contain the same active ingredient, at the same dose, at the same strength as the name brand. Now you know the 4 ingredients that run the whole show. Next, the 6 products that are secretly identical to cheaper versions, and the 1 trick that lets you spot them yourself in under 60 seconds. The 6 cough syrups that do the same thing. Let me put a real number on this before we go further. Say your family of 4 all get sick at the same time. It happens. You head to the pharmacy, you grab Dayquil, NyQuil, Mucinex, and Delsim. All name brand. Total at the register? Close to $50. Same products, store brand versions, same active ingredients, same doses. About $19. That's $28 back in your pocket. From 1 pharmacy trip. During 1 cold season. Over a few years? That's real money. Here are the 6 pairs. For each one, the brand name, the cheaper equivalent, and the active ingredient so you can check it yourself. Pair 1. Mucinex 12-hour versus CVS Health Tussin Extended Release. Mucinex 12-hour is 600 milligrams of guaifenesin. Extended release. 1 ingredient. CVS Health Tussin. Extended release. 600 milligrams of guaifenesin. Extended release. Same thing. Price difference. $8 to $10 per box. Pair 2. Robitussin DM versus Walgreens. Waltussin DM, Robitussin DM is dextromethorphan and guaifenesin. Specific doses on the label. Waltussin DM, same 2 ingredients, same doses. The labels are nearly word for word. It's almost embarrassing. Pair 3. NyQuil Severe versus Equate Nighttime Cold and Flu. NyQuil Severe has acetaminophen, dextromethorphan, doxylamine, and phenylephrine. Walmart's Equate version? Same 4 ingredients, same milligrams, usually about half the price. Pair 4. Delsim 12-hour versus generic extended release DXM. Hold on, Delsim is a little more complicated. I'm giving it its own breakdown in a few minutes. It's important. Stay with me. Pair 5. Dayquil Severe versus Good Sense Daytime Cold and Flu Dayquil Severe. Acetaminophen, DXM, guaifenesin, phenylephrine. Good Sense Daytime Cold and Flu? Same 4 ingredients, same doses, much cheaper. Pair 6. Theraflu Nighttime versus generic Nighttime Severe Cold packets. Theraflu is a warm powder. Acetaminophen, DXM, diphenhydramine. Generic Nighttime Cold packets? Same 3 ingredients, same warmth, because the warmth comes from the hot water you add, not the brand name on the packet. Here's the tool I want you to keep forever. 2 steps, under 60 seconds. Works every time. Step 1. Pick up the name brand. Flip it over. Find active ingredients on the drug facts label. Note the ingredient and the milligrams. Step 2. Pick up the store brand. Flip it over. Do the ingredients match? Do the milligrams match? If yes, put the expensive one back. You're done. The active ingredients section is the only part that determines what the medicine does to your body. The rest, flavors, dyes, thickeners, affects how it tastes, not how it works. Now here's where it gets uncomfortable. There are 4 products on that shelf that are very good at making you feel like they're worth the extra money. They use specific tricks to do it. And once you see those tricks, you can't unsee them. The 4 you're overpaying for. Before we name the products, here's how the game is played. When you're sick, you're not at your sharpest. You want the best. You want to feel taken care of. Manufacturers know this. They design for that exact moment. 3 tricks they use, and you'll start seeing them everywhere after today. Trick number 1. Severe or maximum strength branding. Words like severe and extra strength make a product feel more powerful. Often the only real difference is a little more acetaminophen, a pain reliever you can buy for pennies. Trick number 2. Multi-symptom bundling. 4 ingredients in one bottle feels more complete. Even if you only have 2 of those symptoms, you're paying for ingredients your body doesn't need. Trick number 3. Natural and premium ingredient claims. Honey, elderberry, zinc. These words make you feel safe and cared for. Whether the science supports the price is a different question entirely. Now, the 4 products that use these tricks best. Mucinex Fast Max. $18 to $22. Mucinex built its name on one thing: guaifenesin. That trust is real and earned. But Fast Max adds extra ingredients, a decongestant, a cough suppressant, an antihistamine, to make a multi-symptom formula. Here's the problem. Most people with a cough only need guaifenesin. 1 ingredient, plain Mucinex, or the $5 generic next to it. Fast Max charges you for 4 ingredients when your body likely only needs 1. The smarter move? Regular Mucinex, or the store brand guaifenesin at half the price. Theraflu flu and sore throat. $14 to $18. Theraflu sells warmth. You mix it with hot water, drink it warm, and your body feels soothed. And honestly, the warmth feels good when you're sick, but the warmth comes from the hot water you're adding, not the product. Theraflu's active ingredients are acetaminophen, DXM, and sometimes an antihistamine. The same combo found in generic nighttime cold packets for about $6. You're paying extra for the ritual of a warm drink. That's fine if comfort matters to you. Just know you're paying for the experience, not better medicine. Vicks Formula 44. Custom Care. $13 to $16. The word custom is doing a lot of work here. Custom sounds tailored, specialized, made for you. Look at the label. Dextromethorphan and guaifenesin. Standard doses. The same combination in dozens of generics that cost 40 to 50% less. Nothing custom about it. Custom is a word chosen by a marketing team, not a chemist. Same medicine. Higher price tag. Zarbee's Naturals Adult Cough Syrup. $12 to $15. This one is trickier, because honey does have some research behind it. Here's the issue. The honey studies are mostly in children. A dose of honey at bedtime reduced coughing in kids. That's real science. For adults? Much less clear. The amount of honey needed to reduce coughs in adults is much higher than what's in one serving of this product. You're paying a premium for a natural ingredient with limited adult evidence, when dextromethorphan, which costs less, has decades of clinical proof behind it. Natural is not the same as more effective. It's a marketing word. And here, it's an expensive one. A pharmacist at a major chain once said something I've never forgotten. She said the #1 question she gets every day is, which one of these is the best? Her honest answer every time? She points to the store brand. She said patients always assume the product at eye level, in the nicest box with the boldest claims. Must be the most effective. Then she said, "The shelf placement is bought, not earned." Now, I promised you nuance. And here it is. There are real cases where spending more is the right call, based on actual differences in the medicine. Let's cover them. When spending more is actually worth it. This video is not saying cheap is always right. Saying that would be just as wrong as saying name brands are always worth it. The goal is simple. Pay for differences that matter. Stop paying for differences that don't. Here are the 3 cases where the difference actually matters. Exception number 1. Delsym's extended release Formula Y flagged Delsym earlier as complicated. Here's why. Most cough syrups use dextromethorphan HBr. It lasts 4 to 6 hours. Then it wears off. Delsym uses dextromethorphan polystyrex. It's coated in a special polymer that releases slowly over 12 hours. That's a real pharmacological difference. Not marketing. Chemistry. Some store brands have caught up. If the generic label says dextromethorphan polystyrex extended release, that's the real match. Buy it. Exception number 2. Delivery format. Some people can't swallow tablets easily. Some do better with liquids than gel caps. Some people, especially older adults, will only take one specific format consistently. If a certain format means you'll actually take the medicine, that has real value. Medicine that sits in the cabinet doesn't help anyone. You're paying for convenience, not stronger medicine. Exception number 3. Dye-free and allergen-free formulas. Some people react to inactive ingredients. Yellow number 5, a dye called tartrazine, causes reactions in a small but real group of people. Certain preservatives do too. For these people, the inactive ingredients section matters. Not for how the drug works, for how well your body handles it. Okay. One more thing before we wrap. This one is the most surprising of everything we've covered. There is an ingredient inside some of the most popular cold products in America right now. You're very likely buying it right now, and you don't know it. The ingredient that might not actually work. Everything so far has been about price. Paying the same for less. This is different. This is about paying for something that may not do anything at all. The ingredient is called phenylephrine. It's supposed to shrink the swollen tissue inside your nose so you can breathe again. It's in hundreds of products. Sudafed PE, Dayquil, NyQuil Severe, Mucinex Fastmax, Theraflu. The list goes on. In September 2023, an FDA advisory panel reviewed every piece of clinical evidence on oral phenylephrine, the kind you swallow, and reached a conclusion that shook the entire pharmaceutical industry. It doesn't work. Not, it barely works. Not, it works for some people. Their conclusion, oral phenylephrine is no more effective than a sugar pill at relieving nasal congestion. If you take one sentence from this entire video, let it be this. The medicine is in the drug facts label. The brand name is in the advertising budget. You now know the difference. Here's what I want you to do right now. Next time you're at the pharmacy, do the 60-second label challenge. Pick up the name brand. Pick up the store brand. Compare the active ingredients. Then decide with your own eyes. Drop a comment below. Tell me what you found. Tell me how much you saved. I read every comment. If this helped you, share it. Think of one person who grabs NyQuil or Mucinex out of pure habit without ever checking the label. Send it to them. And if you want more breakdowns like this one, subscribe and hit the like button. It's the best way to see more of this content. Stay curious, stay informed, and keep that extra $12 for something that actually makes you feel good.